On the 25th of May of 1996, lead singer-songwriter Bradley James, now of acclaimed Long Beach, California band Sublime, tragically passed away at the young age of 28 years old on tour with his band, 1 week after marrying his wife Troy, and 11 months after the birth of their son Jacob. Before the untimely loss of Bradley, Sublime was setting themselves up for success, having recorded their first 2 albums via their own label, Skunk Records, and selling over 60,000 copies of their first album out of the trunk of their car. By 1995, their 1992 track Date Rape hit airwaves, and the band headlined the first ever Vans Warped Tour, taking the nation by storm. The band would go on to sign a deal with MCA Records subsidiary Gasoline Alley. In 1995 and 1996 they recorded their album set to be titled Killin' It, but ended up changing the name to Sublime after Bradley had passed away. With no band to tour behind the album, management finally talked the self-titled album off the shelf at MCA. The album came out on the 30th of July, 1996. This would turn out to be one of the best decisions made in rock and roll history, as this posthumous release features multiple chart-topping hits such as Santeria, Wrong Way, and What I Got, and has gone platinum 6 times in the USA alone. Sublime's bassist Eric Wilson and drummer Bud Gaw would appear on K-Rock's Love Line with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla on the 12th of August 1996. When asked about their plans for the future of the band, this is what Eric and Bud had to say.
Obviously, tragedy with Brad, and what's plans for Sublime now?
Zilch.
Is that it? Or you guys?
Sublime is me and Bud. We're jamming and we're getting stuff together.
Right.
We don't really want to say what it is because it's not certain, but there's some really good things going on right now.
Yeah, we've been playing with a lot of different people and just trying to basically work something out. I'm sure it'll be quite heavily influenced by Sublime. I mean, Sublime's been a band Eric and Brad and I have been involved in for 10 years now, so
right.
It'll probably be pretty heavily influenced by that style.
But the band name Sublime will be no more.
No, we're not going to continue with the name.
So you'll find your own projects.
Yeah.
And hopefully stay together on these projects.
Oh, absolutely.
After this interview, Bud and Eric would go on to form the Long Beach Dub All-Stars with members of their crew and extended Sublime personnel. After 2 albums and several successful tours, the band disbanded in 2002, and would split into 2 separate bands, Long Beach Short Bus and Dubcat. Both of these projects were relatively short-lived however, and by 2007 Eric Wilson's Long Beach Short Bus would be no more. Bud Gaw was jamming in Nevada and Northern California with projects such as Del Mar, Sex Rat, and Fill in the Blanks. In October of 2008, videos surfaced of Eric Wilson performing on an acoustic bass in studio with Rome Ramirez, Kat Nestle, and Delhi, via Raw Session. It was around the fall of 2008 rumors on the internet began surfacing surrounding a possible reunion of Sublime with a new lead singer. Drummer Bud Gaw mentioned something vague on his website, but didn't want to name names. According to a November 2008 article posted on Distorted magazine, their top prospects for a new lead singer of Sublime would include Ras, one of the Long Beach Dub All-Stars who was already used to the spot, Ian McKay from Minor Threat and Fugazi, Dexter Holland of The Offspring, Jim Lindberg of Pennywise, and Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day. Months passed without much word. As much as longtime fans of Sublime and Skunk Records would like to see Bud and Eric performing with Ras One, or any of the other aforementioned punk rockers, it would be none other than the much younger, unaffiliated, and otherwise unknown Rome Ramirez from Northern California, who would get the spot as the lead singer of the band. On the 28th of February, 2009, Eric and Bud performed in public together with Rome Ramirez under the name Sublime, in Sparks, Nevada at a Mexican restaurant called The Cantina. This show would go on to spark an extreme hype and fervor throughout Sublime's fan base and fanatics of Bradley Nowell, as well as bring much attention to the newly forming band. The band would post on their MySpace page on the 1st of March, 2009, so, Del Mar played the gig at Cantina last night, it was packed and amazing. What really fucking killed it was Sublime reuniting and playing with new singer, Rome. We're fucking stoked for Bud, Eric and Rome. Bud still playing with Del Mar, and Sublime doesn't have any femme tour plans or anything yet, but we'll keep you posted on their progress. On the 2nd of March, 2009, MTV News made a post questioning whether or not Sublime had actually reunited. MTV News correspondent James Montgomery wrote, "That post set off a flurry of message board activity, most of it centered on the question of whether a Sublime without Nowell actually counts as Sublime at all. Sorry, but it's not Sublime without Brad Nowell," one punkdisasters.com poster wrote. "That's like saying Nirvana reunited last night." Fans also wonder if this so-called reunion is just another incarnation of the Long Beach Dub All-Stars, the group Go and Wilson formed following Nowell's death of a heroin overdose in 1996. By late summer of 2009, it was announced that Cypress Hill's Smokeout 2009 would be occurring in October, and Sublime would be a part of it. Message board activity continued to explode, and fans were very curious what this new lineup meant for the future of their favorite band. Fans flew into Southern California to attend the San Bernardino concert on the 23rd of October, 2009. After a set of mostly original songs, and one new song called Panic, fans who attended the concert left that day knowing they had seen Bud, Eric, and their sax player Todd Foreman playing as a tribute band at best. That same week Jim Nowell, father of Bradley Nowell, filed a court case claiming his son was the sole owner of the band name Sublime, and therefore Bud and Eric could not use the name. The judge ruled with Bradley Nowell's family, and the band had to change their name. Thus, the name Sublime with Rome is born. Sublime with Rome performed in December 2009 at K-Rock's Almost Acoustic Christmas, where the late Chester Bennington of Linkin Park was asked about his thoughts on the band. Here's what he had to say.
What'd you think about the new Sublime?
It was amazing. Very good. Well done.
What'd you think about the new singer?
I think everybody in the crowd was ecstatic. Is the only word I can think of. Singer's great. Band was awesome. It's great. Ow! I actually got chills at one point.
More on this later. Throughout the end of 2009, 2010, and 2011, Sublime with Rome would continue to tour extensively throughout the USA, Europe, and South America. Promoters and the band itself did not seem to mind that the band's name was Sublime with Rome, as people across the world continue referring to the band as Sublime even up until the date of this video being posted. Rome made a post on the popular social media website Reddit, stating his name is Rome Ramirez and he sings for his favorite band, Sublime. On the 12th of July, 2011, Sublime with Rome's much-anticipated new album Yours Truly was released. The album received a mixed reaction from fans, as many hardcore fans of Bradley Nowell insisted they shouldn't be making new music under the name at all. The only feature on this album includes Wiz Khalifa, which left fans of the original Sublime very confused. During this period of time, band manager, and otherwise man behind the curtain of the whole operation, Mike Cheese Brown, can be seen continually joining the band on stage to perform the solo on one of Sublime's greatest hits called What I Got. Fans of Sublime knew by now that this was not Sublime. It was indeed a glorified tribute band, making new music on the name, and nothing more. On the 20th of November, 2011, Bud Gaw started a Go Home Cheese chant when manager Mike Cheese Brown joined the band on stage for his usual What I Got solo. The band finished their performance without Bud on drums. On the 26th of November, 2011, Sublime with Rome released press, stating they fought but aren't breaking up. On the 10th of December, 2011, Bud Gaw performed his final show with the band at the 22nd annual K-Rock Almost Acoustic Christmas. He announced in an on-air interview he would be leaving the band and it was his last night. K-Rock titled the video, Sublime with Rome announces breakup of band, which led fans to believe they were finally done.
I feel it's only morally right to let you guys know that this is going to be my last show with Sublime with Rome. So,
excuse me? What's happening? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm taking a break.
That true?
Absolutely.
The drummer says goodbye. The drummer's leaving again.
What happened?
Well, it's a
What
long
happened,
story.
bud?
What
It's a
happened?
long story.
Well, you brought it up. You can't bring up a long story and not tell the story.
Well, the story is that I'm gonna be a dad here again real soon, and I need to be here for my family. And
Good news.
Time to get off the road?
Yeah.
Time to grow up?
yeah.
Be
Yeah,
responsible?
He's not going to grow up. Let's not be crazy.
Wow. So what does that mean for Sublime, you guys?
Josh Freeze. Josh Freeze is our new drummer.
Well, I mean, if you want to hire a hack, okay.
In January 2012, the main Sublime with Rome fan website swrfans.com released an interview where Bud took no prisoners. When asked if given a second chance to redo the band's name, touring, album, etc., here is what Bud said: "Yes, all of the above. In hindsight, I would not have used the name. I didn't want to in the first place. I was talked into it, and I would like to apologize to certain people and the fans for trying to justify or talk them into it as well. The recording was awkward, it felt rushed, felt like I was playing someone else's parts/songs. Other than Panic, Paper Cuts, and Safe and Sound, it pretty much was. Some of the parts that were added after the fact really ruined some of the songs for me, for my liking. I also never agreed to do extensive touring for 3 years straight, so that soured me on this thing. I don't know, maybe it was just not having passes for my friends because someone gave them all to their toothless Craigslist hookers instead, lol." By January of 2012, after this interview came out, many fans of Bradley Nowell had seen enough. One member of Sublime simply isn't enough to call it Sublime. Saxophone player Todd Foreman also made his exit when Bud did. On the 24th of May, 2014, Sublime with Rome and Linkin Park performed together at KMFA Day in Tucson, Arizona. Sublime with Rome had their marijuana confiscated, and Rome immediately took to Twitter. He tweeted, "Linkin Park called the cops on us and said that they were allergic to pot. Cops came and took all our weed while we on stage. Bitch shit." Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park responded, tagging Rome in a tweet, "LP didn't call the cops on Rome smoking pot. Not sure where the rumor came from. Definitely not my style, bummer it happened." Perhaps this was one big gag for publicity, seeing as Mike Cheese Brown has represented both Sublime with Rome and Linkin Park at one time or another. In 2015, well-known Nedcore rapper MC Laz released a song called Sublime with Rome is Not the Same Thing as Sublime, which many fans of Bradley Nowell's band Sublime identified with. The lyrics go, "Sublime with Rome is not the same thing as Sublime. Sublime with Rome was depressing and did not feel right. The with Rome part was printed too small. I saw the name, I'm not to blame. I thought it might be cool, but I was wrong." Since Bud left, Sublime with Rome has continued touring but have been dropped from their label Fueled by Ramen, and gone through several different drummers after Bud go, including Josh Freese of the Vandals and A Perfect Circle. With Josh Freese out of the lineup, they've more recently employed Callis of Southern California reggae project Tribal Seeds. Over the years, fans have continued to make memes and pictures of other rock bands who have lost their lead singers with Rome's face over them. If you're still watching this video, the takeaway is Sublime with Rome would have had the support of an entire fan base instead of half of one, if they had chosen a different name, and went about the entire process in a more respectful way.